Greetings and hello. We're here today to talk to Ken Starks of the Helios Project, a nonprofit organization in Austin, Texas that puts computers in the hands of students who need them. What is the Helios Project?
The Helios Project is an effort to build computers for children in the Central Texas area that would never have one normally, disadvantaged children financially. There's a lot of them done, more than I ever knew. We've given away to date just at 1,000 computers in 4 years, and we've got many, many more to do. So our job isn't anywhere near close to done.
So tell me, Ken, how did the Helios Project start?
Broke my neck. Long story short, I fractured my spine, Don, and I was in a wheelchair for about 8 weeks. Went crazy. My daughter came to me just one day and asked the magic question, "Daddy, how does a computer work?" So I said, "Go get your mommy's. We'll find out." Because I wasn't going to use mine. And it went from there. We took a computer apart. We built some more computers. Once I got ambulatory, some friends got involved and got teachers and schools involved, and there it went.
Why not Windows?
Well, there's several reasons. Number one, Microsoft Windows has a user's license that will allow Microsoft or third-party vendors to come into those kids' computers anytime and do anything. I'm not comfortable with that, and I don't think anybody should be. Second place, a Windows machine is licensed. You don't buy your software from Microsoft, you lease it. So that means you take your one copy of Windows on one computer, and that's it. We use the Linux operating system because it's free. Free as in cost and free as in use. I can give that disk to anybody, put it on as many computers as I want. I'm not violating any laws, I'm not stealing software, and my kids learn how to use a computer, not how to click a mouse.
What have been your most interesting projects?
We do a lot of, well, I say a lot, that's relative. We do work with children that are wheelchair bound. We've recently completed 2 projects in East Austin where we've built 16 and 25 unit labs. We go in twice a week and teach kids how to use basic computers, how to run the browser, how to fix Word documents, spreadsheets. Just basically, we get them for the computing world, we get them ready for the computing world.
Tell us about Linux Against Poverty.
Linux Against Poverty honestly wasn't my idea. I get credited for it constantly. Linux Against Poverty was formed and is the brainchild of a man by the name of Lynn Bender. Lynn's a database guru, and he runs geekaustin.com. Lynn came to me and he said, "Look, I've been wanting to do this forever." He says, "I know the people, I know the organizations, I know the businesses." He said, "But I've wanted to put together an organization that can build computers for somebody who can give them to children." He discovered the Helios Project, and all the pieces came together. So Lynn put this massive program together. We've got Union Park down on 6th Street that gave us this bar for an entire day and night. We brought in 50 geeks, tables. The computers started showing up on the street, valet service, people were handing the computers over. By the end of the day, we had 200 working Linux computers to give to our kids. It was an amazing day.
Can you tell me about Lindependence Day?
Lindependence actually formed a chain of events. We started in Felton, California, population 6,000. The hype, if you would, was to, I think, get the entire town to switch to Linux. Well, we knew, of course, that wasn't going to happen. So Larry Caffiero, who is an editor for the Santa Cruz Sentinel, was the main drive. Of course, he lived in Felton. So he did all the legwork, told all the people that we were coming into town, rented a room in a church for like every weekend for a month. And then we sat up tables with computers, and the public started coming in. In fact, we were in preparation for the very first day, and somebody came in and said, "Hey, man, you've got a line at the church waiting to get in." It was 45 minutes before the first event, and we drew in hundreds out of that town. Of course, we didn't switch the entire town over, but we made sure everybody knew what Linux was, and they had an opportunity.
Can you tell me about Our Texas Grandchildren and the Helios Project?
Our Texas Grandchildren is a foundation formed by Carol Keaton Strayhorn, the former comptroller of the state of Texas, 3-time mayor, and also at one time the railroad commissioner. Carol's a busy girl, but she's not just political. Carol got involved with the foster children program here in the state of Texas. Carol found some disturbing things. Children weren't being taken care of like they should be. Neglect, some would say abuse. Carol drew the sword of Michael on them and changed the system. So what the Helios Project does is supply her foundation with computers for these children because they're not going to have one otherwise.
You determine if students are needy?
You know, that's a moving target. When we walk into a home, and we do honestly work in a lot of financially disadvantaged areas, projects, if you will. Of course, you walk in, you expect to find the need. We often find 50-inch plasma televisions and every kid hugging an iPod. Those people don't get a computer. Because we have limited resources. So every computer we misgive means somebody that deserves the computer doesn't get one. Well, the Helios Project is going to grow as it grows. It's a mixture of getting the word out, getting the job done, and finding a place to stay permanently. The Helios Project wants to someday be put out of business. If I can give every kid in Central Texas a computer, I've done my job, and then I'll go find another dragon to slay.
What can people do to help the Helios Project?
People can help by donating their P4 computers, their components, their flat screen monitors. Please no CRTs, I've got a ton. Video cards, CD-ROM drives, thumb drives, mice, keyboards. If they go to I hate putting in the W's, but it's heliosinitiative.org, we have a current needs list. If you click that, our current needs always change because we get stuff, we don't need it anymore. They can check that page and they have a contact us and we can make arrangements.